Hello, my name is Ethan Hopper. I am in the 6th grade with the charity group, and I will be performing Women and Children First in memoriam to the gallant men of the Titanic by Douglas William Phillips. The North Atlantic ice fields are perilous and rough, and only should be tested by those of sterner stuff. They are filled with fearful hazards for nautical machines, icebergs that look like mountains with jagged peaks and mean. But on this eve in 1912, a monarch of the sea traversed her waves with brazen strides amid a night of glee. Unsinkable, they called her. Yes, unsinkable, their claim. But pride, not strength, would give this ship a destiny of fame. Near half 100,000 tons, the largest ship at sea. A mighty maid of the waves, in length 883. A monument to science? No. A legacy of pride. A testimonial to those who needlessly would die. While children's heads lay nestled warm and snug through midnight hours, and husbands huddled next to wives, asleep in love's sweet powers. In upper decks, men smoked and sang and toasted with a drink, not knowing that their virgin ship would soon begin to sink. First rang the bells, then came the cries, and at last the dreaded panic. And now all knew 'twould be the end of RMS Titanic. But in that hour of foul despair and fear unmitigated, a manly Christian cry to all was quickly circulated. Women and children first, they cried. Women and children first. To save your souls, you must give your lives. Women and children first. Amidst the tumult and the toil's eyes, then gripped with fear, a holy calm prevailed on those whose hearts and minds were clear. The cause was right, the mission pure, path uncompromised. The men must die, that others live. The men must give their lives. No greater love hath any man than that he laid down life for family, for little ones, for dearest bride and wife. What manly breast would shirk the call, or fail with any breath, to give his life for womankind, a sacrifice of death? Women and children first, the cry. Women and children first. Some must live while others die. Women and children first. As water surged upon the decks and chaos reigned supreme, the band played on sweet hymns to God, which quieted the scream. Some raised their hands or cried aloud, while others genuflected in fleeting hopes that dreams and lives might still be resurrected. Across the deck, 1,000 scenes of lives held in the balance, prayers delivered unto God in heavenly reliance. Most stokers, stewards, officers, and gentlemen en masse all lifted women into boats without regard to class. Women and children first, the law! Women and children first! The men would act, no fight, no flaw. Women and children first! When faithful father searched the deck to find his family, and rushing forward, grabbed a girl near tossing into sea. And though the little golden hair was to the man a stranger, he strapped to her his own life vest to save the babe from danger. At last he saw the face he loved, and pulled her from the throng, along with tender tiny one who thought him bold and strong. A little boy, a little girl, the world he held so dear, were waiting ignorant that time would bring their darkest fear. Women and children first, praise God! Women and children first. The principle we ever laud, women and children first. 5 minutes he had to say goodbye, 5 minutes and all was lost. But giving his life for the woman he loved was hardly a weighty cost. To the boats, my darling, said he, to the boats! And his words did race. Then lowering them into those cradles of life, he paused. Just one more embrace. And now he kissed those tender lips, and now he squeezed the hands, and now he hugged and spoke the last of love in wedding bands. Be brave, my love, be brave, my son, be brave, my little dears. God's ways are just, Christ rules above, and faith will hush our fears. Women and children first, said he, women and children first. To be a man, I must set you free. Women and children first. At last he said goodbye to eyes which longed for him in home. At last he watched them pulled away to safety through the foam. In moments he would be submerged in neath the icy brine, content to know his sacrifice had given them more time. Just yards away, a mother gazed back at the sinking boat, her children bundled in her arms, warmed by their mother's coat. A prayer of hope upon her lips, a Bible in her hand, a testament of love, of faith, and of her husband's stand. Women, children first, she wrote. Women, her children first, stroking the curls of the infant she kept. Women, her children first. Into the liquid tomb he fell, moments from paradise. With one last grasp he clawed the waves and caught his dear one's eyes. His frozen face, his numbed hands, his body stiff and cold. An ocean legacy of heroism told. Down through the depths Titanic sank and into her watery grave, bound by such forces that God had decreed would render the Hulk its slave. Downward she plunged through the darkness so cold, taking no inventory of perishing hundreds who crowded her decks, bound for hell or glory. Women and children first, they died. For women and children first, they put their faith before their pride. For women and children first.